recalled Moses, and as I recalled Joshua, and as I recalled Joseph, and as I recalled, even Jesus, like, I'm looking at their story and I'm like, okay, so Lord, where do you want me to go? And he tells Moses, listen, I know you murdered somebody, but I'm going to take you out of that and I'm going to spend some time with you and I'm going to build you up. I'm going to speak to you and let you know who you are to me and who I am to you. And that means that everything you not, I am. For every lack in your life, there's no lack in me. So know that, right? So you don't feel like you're competent. You don't feel like you can speak eloquently enough to go and deliver the children from the Pharaoh. No worries. You got me. And then I looked at Joseph, who was like, listen, I recognize that when people come and speak to me, I can see visions. I recognize that no matter what it is that you tell me, I can interpret your dream. I can help you get there, and I know what'll even happen next. In fact, God has even given me an insight on my own life and lets me know that you will be able to look up to me. And people didn't understand that because they couldn't visualize it and they couldn't see it, and they was mad and they was like, listen, right now, and they family, they like, listen, we about to sell this one right here. Better yet, let's murder him. And somebody was like, wait a minute. I don't want his blood on my hands. Let's just send him into slavery. So they sold him into slavery. And then you look at Job, and he's minding his business, working diligently. And all of a sudden, Satan comes up and says, let me tell you something. These people out here, they don't really love you. They don't serve you. But yet you got me and the angels over here trying to do everything. You got us required to do everything that you created us to do. And they get a choice. And he was like, no matter what, the Lord said to Satan, no matter what, he was like, they're going to choose me. I know they are. And have you considered Job? And he was like, Job, yeah. He said, you can do whatever you want to him, but you can't kill him. But I know that he will not deny me. He's going to still serve me. And so I'm looking at all these three stories. And then you got Jesus. And Jesus says, listen, the Lord is like, I'm about done with this creation. I'm giving them choices and I want the best for them. And it's like a parent. I've seen my children struggle, guys. I've seen my kids out there making decisions where they're going to end up hurt. And I told my daughter several times, stay off them darn monkey bars. And she comes home telling me how bad her hands hurt and they're blistering up. And then they begin to callous. And I'm telling her, hey, listen, stay off the monkey bars. Stay off the monkey bars because that's what I want you to do to avoid being hurt. And so God is looking at us as a loving father saying, I'm giving you instruction to prevent you from being hurt, prevent you from relationships from being strained, and to prevent you from feeling like a failure, becoming insecure, and all of this stuff, and questioning whether or not I love you, because everything that go wrong in your life, you blame on me. Even when you're making your own decisions. But meanwhile, back at the ranch, I'm still giving you choice. And so anyway, he says, as a loving father, it's difficult for me to see them struggle like this. So I think we just need to call this quits. And he says, and Jesus says, well, listen, I'll go. Because you are very passionate about your creation. Your desire to destroy us is not out of a place of not wanting us, but out of a place of not wanting to see us constantly hurting ourselves. Let me be the cover for them, Father. Let me go out there right now, and I know I'll have to suffer. I'll even have to disguise myself, put on my superhero cape and be human real quick, but I'll do it for them. Because you're my daddy, and I know how much you love them, because I know how much you love me, and I'll do it. And so I listen to all of these stories, and I recognize right now that there's a connection, and it even has a connection to mine, that every time the Lord had designated these individuals specifically to go out in their path, and they're like, Lord, whatever you have me to do, I'll do it. Guess what, you guys? It always looked like failure. Because I saw Moses go intentionally into a place where after God built him up, he was rejected 12 times. What is your story? You mean to tell me that God is building me up to send me to be rejected? Yep. And at each time it looked like rejection. And at each time it looked like a failure, because never in that instance did it have an outcome that we thought would happen, which is he would say yes. So then I look at Joseph and he says, listen, I'm going to make you the head. In fact, you're going to be so up there that there'll be a position that got to be created for you, because nothing out there that's already existing like CEO, that's not going to be it. It's going to be personal. It's going to be intentionally set up for you. And so with that, I want you to know that everything you go through, I'm always with you though. So he gets sold into slavery, hated on by his family, lied on by a woman because she trying to seduce him because he was fine according to the scriptures. And next minute you know, he didn't even respond to her. He tried to break away from her like, no, I can't even get down like that. And next minute you know, he's in prison. But through it all, it didn't have the outcome that he imagined. But the Lord was faithful to have him be where he said he would be, which was at the top. So I want you to know today that just like those guys in the Bible, just like Jesus sent to be hurt and beat and suffer for you, just because it didn't turn out the way you thought it did not mean it wasn't a part of the plan, and it did not mean you failed. Because God says, listen, I'm not worried about the way, because the way, the truth, and the life is Jesus. I know that I'm making a way for you to get to where I have for you to be. That's the focus. Don't be caught up in the road. Focus more on the destination.